Hello, everybody. My name is Phil, and together with Camilo, Dan, and John, we are the Game Pack. Welcome to the 43rd episode of our gaming news podcast, the PackCast. Today, we're going to be talking about two major stories that came out this week. The Nintendo Direct Mini on March 26th, 2020, and we have crazy rumors going around with the Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary coming up soon. There's been a rumor extravaganza, and we personally are just going to talk about what we hope they do. And as always, we will round out the show with this week's new releases and what we've been playing. Let's get into our first story, the Nintendo Direct Mini that was on 3/26. So the Nintendo Direct Mini was dropped on 3/26, and we're going to talk about the highlights and what our favorite moments were. I guess the first game that caught my eye was the Panzer Dragoon remake that's available now. And it caught my eye because I'm excited to see more Dreamcast games come to the Switch. And also that it's just getting panned horribly. So I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on Panzer Dragoon.
It's because it looks like a Dreamcast game still.
Wasn't that on the Saturn? I remember that being a Saturn game.
Is it a Saturn game?
I thought it was a Saturn game.
Oh, I could be wrong.
It does not look like a current generation game, though. And they're calling it a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that they're calling it a remake and it looks like just a simple port, a little iffy.
So I guess I don't know what to say about Panzer Dragoon. It's not going to be very good, I guess. But the one game I was super excited about that is not available now, and I really thought they were going to drop it that day, especially with everything that's been going on, people being stuck in their homes, was the Clubhouse Games 51 Classics. And that's basically just like a bazillion games, any game you can think of, like card game, like chess,
Air
checkers.
hockey's on there.
Air hockey. There was like a bunch of like
foos tables,
like a bunch of like mini game type things too. It kind of felt like a mini game compilation in addition to like a classic games collection. And I think that would be perfect for trying to kill time while you're self isolating and social distancing.
And you could you could play it on like a flat on the ground, like with your Switch undocked.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been... I thought it would be a perfect release for now.
I think I saw a clip of like multiple Switches also being linked, kind of like Super Mario Party was. But we might have to wait until a little later in the world's time to be able to
before we start doing
utilize that feature.
Yeah.
I am a little concerned because like when they try to cram so many games into one package, the games might not necessarily get the care and devotion that they deserve.
Well,
but Clubhouse Games is known for their packages, so they've been around for a while. They know what they're doing.
I mean, they're all just like classic games that are...
As long as Texas Hold'em Poker like runs with the Texas Hold'em Poker rules, like it doesn't really matter to me what the cards look like.
Yeah, I mean like billiards might require more of a physics engine, but chess doesn't really.
Yeah, as long as
you're gonna play like 2 or 3 of these games and then just be like done with it for a while. So
probably.
Well, I'm hoping it's another one of those like Switch converter games because I'm just continually showing Kat games like my wife, if the viewers don't know, like these games that are like easy for non-gamers, like, oh no, this is something that you've seen in real life. Like you can do this digitally. So as much as I can like have these like conversion games, like I'm excited about it. So
especially we might be stuck inside when it comes out. I think it comes out in June.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I'm very excited about it. That was probably one of the... it wasn't the number one game, but it was probably the number 2 game that they announced. And I'm excited for it, for sure. So we have another remake / definitive edition coming out. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition coming out on May 29th. I've played the Wii version, and I've watched some side-by-side comparison videos, and it actually looks pretty good. It looks like they put the work in.
It's pretty decent. Upgrade.
It looks like they overhauled it, and they added an epilogue, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. And I liked the I've famously, have played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, starting out with so much joy and then dropping off immediately, and jumping on the hate train. But every moment of Xenoblade Chronicles, like the original that I played, I really, really liked. So I'm actually kind of thinking about picking this one up. So speaking of, go ahead.
If you have played it like all the way through the end, you could do the epilogue without having to beat the main story.
Oh, you can just choose it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
pretty neat.
How does it grab your data of that? Like, you mean on the Wii?
No, I think it just says from the main menu.
Yeah, like you don't have to beat the game to access the epilogue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Another really cool game that we already knew about, but they dropped a demo the day of the Direct, was Bravely Default 2. It's coming sometime 2020. We don't have an official date, do we?
I don't think so.
Yeah. But those games are sweet. They're really good RPGs. They're made by the same people. I guess technically it's not made by the same people who make Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler is made by the same people who made Bravely Default 1. Is that a more accurate statement? But it's by that team at Square Enix, and it's got like a similar kind of style with like building up battle points and then using like default blocking. It seems like a really cool, well-made RPG.
Yeah, the one I do remember people saying the first Bravely Default is very grindy. So hopefully it's not too bad.
Dan, that's your favorite thing, right? Grinding and RPGs.
Oh, and it's
grinding RPGs. Oh man,
combat.
It is turn-based combat. But it looks like one of the better turn-based combat games that is going to come to the Switch. So I'm excited about that. Anybody else excited for Bravely Default 2?
I've been meaning to check out like the first Bravely Default, but I might wait.
Wasn't there another one?
First one? Bravely Second.
Okay.
Which is really confusing because which one's the sequel?
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, this one has a number, right? So this one's like Bravely Default 2. I don't know.
It's the same thing with Xenoblade, where they had Xenoblade Chronicles and then Xenoblade Chronicles X, and then Xenoblade Chronicles 2 afterwards. It's like, come on, guys. And Borderlands, they did the same kind of thing. It's like, what is the point? Just don't number them. Speaking of numbered sequels, the XCOM series is coming, or no, XCOM 2 Collection. So is that?
It's probably like all the DLC or something.
Oh, I see. So we got XCOM 2, because they were doing this thing where they're like, 2K love Switch. And like, they're like, XCOM. I'm like, cool. Like, I've had that game on my Steam library forever, and I boot it up, and it's like kind of hard. So I just give up every time. And then speaking of Borderlands, it's coming out. They're having a collection, Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and 2.
1 and 2. It's pre-sequel 1 and 2. So the Legendary Collection has all 3, but you can buy them separately.
Oh, I see. So, yeah, you can get the collection. That's coming in like a month or so. 2 months?
2 months.
2 months. And then we wrote Clubhouse games twice.
Well, Bioshock.
Oh, Bioshock, the collection. Also not excited about that because it's just been in my Steam library forever. It frustrates me when there's just games. It's like, yeah, man, I've had that on Steam. It's like the indie games too. It's like they'll release an indie game like months or years after it's already been out on Steam, and I'm like, man, I already have this.
I'll sell this game even more on you.
I know.
So
yeah, and it comes out at full price.
Yeah, and
not everybody has it. It's not.
I'm gonna pick these up. I think they're really like Borderlands is really fun. Bioshock is really fun.
Yeah. Like I think I played Bioshock Infinite. I think it was on the PlayStation Plus, but like I don't have any of the Bioshock games, so it's not everyone. It's not like everyone has it.
Yeah.
That's true.
I do want to mention, so the physical cart only has like 6 gigs of the game, and then you have to download like 20 gigs.
Why?
So that's fun. Make sure you have an SD card for these ones.
Jeez. Then we have Burnout Paradise, which is not like the best Burnout, right? That was just the one where they try to do open world.
Yeah, I bought it thinking, I was like, oh, I love Burnout. Like, I played it on the PS2 a lot, and it wasn't exactly the same. I remember there wasn't that mode where, like, you could just crash.
Like the crash mode?
Yeah, like, that wasn't there, and I was like, oh, man.
That was, like, one of the best modes.
Yeah, I played that on Windows 95. Like, I had a Burnout game on Windows 95, and I just remember having so much fun with the crash mode.
I loved Burnout, dude. Just going on oncoming traffic, and you'd be like, yep, I'm getting bonus points for doing this. Bonus points for going through oncoming traffic. It's awesome. So, yeah, that's coming out this year as well. Then there's a couple other games that they mentioned, but they weren't, like, big titles. But the next big title they mentioned was Ninjala, which looks super cool. John, you want to talk about Ninjala a little bit?
Yeah, so Ninjala is like a melee combat team-based online competitive multiplayer game. It kind of like the aesthetic looks a lot like Splatoon. Like all the characters kind of look similar. It's very vibrant. It's very colorful. The one thing I'm worried about is it is free to play, and that could get a little gross with microtransactions.
Yeah,
it's like Splatoon cross Fortnite, right?
Yeah. Well, it's melee combat, so like it's I don't even know. Have you guys seen?
I guess it kind of looked like Splatoon, like the art style.
Yeah. That's pretty much the comparison that it's 4v4, which is the same as Splatoon, and the aesthetic is very similar.
Oh, so is it more like Overwatch than like Fortnite? If it's 4v4?
Yeah. It's not like it's not a battle royale.
Oh, I was confused. Sorry, I thought it was a battle royale.
No. No, it's a 4v4 melee combat game.
So. Interesting.
But it's free to play, so I'll check it out.
I'm going to be downloading that for sure the day it comes out because it looked really fun. Then we have another port. We've got Catherine Full Body, which is already out, I think, on PS4 or Xbox One. It's a really weird narrative storytelling game where when you go to sleep at night, that's where like the actual gameplay happens and you solve puzzles by
it's
climbing.
It's mature themed, right? Like it's very...
It's not a game for children. It is a game. It's a game for adults who have seen some stuff. That's how mature Catherine Full Body is.
I think I might pick this one up. It was kind of on my radar when it came out for PS4, but like I just had a lot of games and I didn't really feel like buying anything, so I might get it.
I will say it's kind of nice for the Switch to finally be Nintendo like coming into games for all ages instead of just the younger audience is what typically Nintendo. So yeah,
have you seen some of the games on the eShop?
Right, yeah. I mean, with Switch, they really leaned into we're here for everyone. So, so yeah, it's nice to see.
Totally. And then a game that I'm looking forward to, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. It's a game that came out on the 64 back in the day about racing. If you guys remember in Episode 1 of Star Wars, which came out when I was a kid, the pod racing scene, they basically just made a video game about that. So
I am super excited about this one. Yeah. It's really nice to see more N64 ports coming to Switch.
Totally.
Hopefully it means they've kind of gotten better at the N64 engine within Switch, so maybe we'll see more and more. I don't know, but yeah, that was a really good one.
My hope, in addition to seeing more Nintendo 64 games, is that it later came to the Dreamcast and it was on Windows, is that we get those, like, the better version of that game with, like, the higher, I mean, obviously it's going to have higher textures and, like, stuff like that, but, yeah, but I'm just crossing my fingers for 16:9. Like, please.
Yeah. Widescreen would be so nice.
I really don't like those long black bars on the side of my games. Drives me crazy. But there's nothing I can do about it because I'm not going to play the game in stretch mode. A game I couldn't care less about is Saints Row 4 Reelected, which came out a couple days ago.
Yes, I know.
You guys like Saints Row? It's like GTA, but like
weirder.
Yeah.
There's
It's
a
like,
very
you get like
controversial things in
superpowers
those
and stuff.
games. Yeah, you're more like a superhero, and I think Saints Row 4 is one where you really become a superhero.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Just give me Grand Theft Auto 4 or something on Switch like that.
Well, they're like, we don't have we can't get the Grand Theft Auto, but
yeah,
here's a knockoff version.
I mean, like
Lego City Undercover.
That game is supposed to be really good.
The game is actually really good. It's very well done.
Yeah, I would rather see not Saints Row 4, but GTA 4, the New York one that was on like 360. That game was sweet.
Yeah.
Like how hard would it be to port that? Yeah. Come on. And then we got Trials of Mana, which is the new Secret of Mana game, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So excited about that. Still haven't beat anything in the Mana franchise. So
well, it's on sale right now. The collection of Mana is on sale for like half off.
I'm going to have to go to my eShop immediately after this taping. And then something I'm excited about, Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 3. That was another game that was Xseed. Remember I keep talking about that developer Xseed, that I didn't know what games they made. Like they make this one too. So I do know what some developers make. It's just like a cool RPG. It was like, I think on the PS3, it's like one of the best JRPGs like on the PS3 full stop. Like it's in like the top 5, I think. And that's kind of it. I don't know if you guys have heard of that franchise or interested in it at all.
Nope.
I know Dan's looking for some turn-based combat.
Man, you're getting me excited. Oh.
Then we've got a bunch of DLC coming out, a bunch of updates and stuff. And this is kind of some of the more exciting stuff. Like some of those games are awesome, like don't get me wrong. But I think some of the more exciting stuff came in these updates. There's an update coming to Ring Fit Adventure where you can turn your little rings from a girl voice to a boy voice? Or
boy to girl.
Boy to girl. Which is exciting.
And more languages.
More languages. The one thing that I thought was the coolest thing and the best thing for what's happening right now is that there was like an infinite running mode or something, or they added running to like every mode so that like no matter what, if you just want to like jog in place and run with your thing, you can do it in like every single mode that they have for the game. And I was like, that's perfect. Like they absolutely should be updating Ring Fit for people trying to stay fit at home.
Yeah, one of my wife's big complaints was constantly having to stop to battle people, so she's really excited for this update.
That's right. So it like eliminates the encounters,
fighting,
right?
Yeah.
Yep. You can just run.
Yep. The encounters are brutal.
Oh yeah.
They're hard.
Like hard to, because it's an exercise game. So it's hard to do the exercises.
It's hard to do the exercises.
Dang, son. Is it still sold out everywhere? Because I need to get a copy of this game.
I think the Switch is like sold out everywhere too.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really excited for the rhythm game mode that they showed.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was super cool. You have to like match the shape, sorta.
Yeah, and then they have like songs from Mario Odyssey,
Breath of the Wild, Splatoon.
Yeah.
If you weren't sick of Jump Up Superstar by now, boy, do we have the update for you.
I do want to check that out because I just need to move around.
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky to I just can't just sit. I've been going out like when I know there's not people, and been working out and stuff. But like, I would love to have the option to have something that would engage me. I know Ring Fit would engage me. I sometimes have a hard time, like, I don't want to get too far off topic, but like watching a workout video on YouTube, it's just like, I can't do this in my house.
Yeah.
This is bad. So anyways, getting back on track. If anybody has Ring Fit Adventure, I'll buy it off you. The next DLC they announced is for a game that I was really enjoying, and I played a lot of back when it first came out. Not Marvel vs. Capcom. It's Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
For Marvel Ultimate Alliance DLC, the like Doom storyline, the Fantastic Four storyline is coming out, Which is cool because it kind of harkens back to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, where Doom was the storyline, and he was going after the Infinity Stones and stuff. Like, so that's pretty cool. So it's kind of going full circle back to the original.
I think you have to beat the base game to access it.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a fun game. I recommend it. It's not the best game in the world, but it's definitely a cool beat 'em up, especially if you like Marvel characters.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have that game?
Yeah, I was actually playing it a little bit this week.
Nice.
Because I wanted to try this Doom DLC, and then I couldn't access it because I didn't beat the game yet.
Oh, funny. And then the season pass is like $20 or something?
Yeah. I think so. And then there's like three other expansions.
Yeah, I saw they had like Morbius was in one of them. And I can't remember what the other one was.
Like there's the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked at I can't remember what it is either.
I don't know. Maybe we'll throw up an image on screen with what all the DLC is for that game.
There's like 3 or 4.
There is an image that exists that has all of them, so I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Then the other DLC announcement, which is contrary to what I think had been tweeting out or was rumored, we got some Smash news. So the next Smash character is going to be from the series ARMS. They didn't tell us what character it was going to be. I don't know if you guys wanted to take a minute or two maybe to theorize on who you think that character might be.
The one with the stretchy arms.
So Dan doesn't have arms.
They said anyone from the whole roster, so I don't think it's the ones that are already trophies.
Yeah. So that's Springman. That's only Springman, though, I think.
No, I think isn't Ribbon Girl one too?
Ribbon Girl?
Oh, I don't remember if Ribbon Girl.
I think they're both trophies.
I thought I thought it would be Ribbon Girl because we have Springman as his trophy.
Yeah, and then we were talking offline about how there's too many male characters.
Yeah, in the last DLC pack they had no female.
There's no females
except for the alt of Byleth. But
I would want like Twintel or Min Min.
Yeah, Twintel Min Min will be cool. I could see them putting Ninjala in. Right, that's his name. Ninjara.
That guy.
And then Helix would be hilarious.
Yeah, but just weird though.
But that would be such a Sakurai move to do,
I guess.
But
I like the mummy guy.
Yeah. There's the mummy guy. There's the robot cop and dog.
Oh yeah.
I think Ninjara would be cool.
I feel like ARMS is a cool couch co-op game, but it didn't stick with me.
I feel like they needed a story.
It definitely needed a story.
Oh, right, because it was just like tournament. It was basically just like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, and it didn't help itself by being released like 3 weeks before Splatoon 2 either.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of cannibalized their community.
Yeah, and also they've been like releasing that game like for free for like a week and a half at a time to just play for free the entire full game.
I mean, there's not a ton to it, so it's not like
so that kind of I feel like encourages people to just download it when it's free, play it, finish it, and then be done with it.
I think we're gonna get a sequel. I think that's what they're leading up to.
Yeah, maybe. With like
it's been 2 years.
An actual story.
I'd be down for that if it had an actual story. Yeah,
I had a lot of fun with it. Like I played it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I might get the sequel. I mean, and I guess I don't really care about the Smash character. I want somebody else, somebody from a franchise I care about. I don't know. We've talked Smash DLC characters to death. So why don't we talk to something else? I got Banjo. I got what I wanted. So some other DLC, we already knew about it, but now we got some more details on the mythical Pokemon Cubfu and Mindfu. I'm going to throw it over to Camilo because he can correct me.
Yeah, so they just kind of gave us more details on the DLC. They told us about the legendary Pokemon, Cubfu, and how he evolves into Urshifu, and how there's 2 towers in the DLC, and depending on which one you pick to go in and do the challenge with, that will determine which style your cub will evolve into Urshifu, which
Mhm.
I think is pretty cool. I haven't really done a evolution method like that before.
What's Mindfu?
That's a Gen 5 Pokemon.
Oh, my bad. There's too many of them. Yeah, that was interesting. I thought that was kind of cool. That you can like choose what. So it's not mythical; it's legendary.
No, it's legendary. Yeah, because Urshifu is like, because we don't have like a third game. This is the DLC. Urshifu is the mascot of like the Isle of Armor, so it's like a legendary.
Okay, I see. It's like Necrozma.
Yeah, like that.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited about it. It definitely made me a little bit more excited about the DLC. I was like less excited earlier, but now that there's like, but there's like new stuff. Even though there already was new stuff, it just kind of felt like they were like, here's some Pokemon from the other games that we were not paywalling. I'm not going to say paywalling because that's not correct. They're not paywalling them, but they were withholding so that it would look like there's more in the expansion. My personal opinion.
Did you see
my personal opinion?
The Slowpokes like running really fast? What if these Slowpokes are like super fast compared to the regular ones?
Oh, maybe. They have a really high speed.
Yeah, they were like bolting through the...
They're fast pokes.
Yeah.
That would make sense. They're Galarian forms. But yeah, I'm excited to go through that like little tower thing. That seemed pretty cool. And then the last DLC update information that we got was for Animal Crossing, which we've all four been playing like crazy. We had a live stream last weekend. I thought it went pretty well. I had a lot of fun. And it's the Bunny Day update. Does anybody have the dates for this? It's the
April 1st to 12th.
1st through the 12th. So the 1st through the 12th, you're going to be able to like get Easter eggs or Bunny Day eggs or whatever. It's the Easter update. You're going to get like...
What do you do with them though?
You can craft.
You can craft.
Yeah, they had like an archway made of eggs in the video. That's one of the things you can make.
Yeah, because like there's always been like a set of furniture for like each holiday. So like in the older games, you just have to like get the items gifted to you, but like this one, like you're gonna be able to like make the items yourself with the eggs,
which I prefer like 100-fold.
Yeah,
I really didn't like that old system, and I also didn't like how I just like would open up my like cupboard and there would just be a bunch of Bunny Day eggs in it, and I'd be like, why do I still have these? Like I don't need these.
Yeah, it's kind of neat that like it mimics real life where you get your decorations out once a year, put them up for a while, and then back into storage they go.
Jam them into storage. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's round up this discussion just by what was your favorite moment from the Direct? We'll do a little round table. John.
I'm a big Borderlands fan, so I was excited to see Borderlands and BioShock come to the Switch. I've been waiting for them to announce. I knew it was going to come eventually, but it's been confirmed, so I'm excited. I'll pick it up.
I think to not have the same answer as Dan, I'm just going to say I really like that Clubhouse Games thing, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that looks good.
And then to lean into that a little bit, easily Episode 1 Racer. That's one of the games that I grew up with where my friend had it, and I would borrow it, and it's such a good game. I'm so excited to see it come to Switch.
And I wonder if this is a toss-up. Actually, it's not. What do you got, Cooltrainer?
So there wasn't really anything like new announced that interested me that much, but I did like getting more information about the Pokemon DLC because I'm super excited for that.
Nice. And then lastly, was there anything you were expecting to see but did not?
I'll start this one off.
Oh, God.
As always, Breath of the Wild 2 info or Super Mario Odyssey 2 announcement, but yeah, oh well.
I wasn't expecting anything because they shadow dropped it.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. Like, Xenoblade Chronicles looks pretty good, but there's no new announcements.
Well, that's why it was a mini.
Yeah, well, it was still 25 minutes?
Yeah, it was like almost half hour.
Yeah, it was still a pretty big
but
direct.
A mini, I feel like a mini doesn't warrant a massive like
a first party reveal.
But their one last thing was information about DLC that we already knew about.
Yeah, that's what I'll say is my thing. Not that I was expecting to see and didn't, but the one thing about the direct that kind of was like, was that when they do one last thing, you kind of expect to, and maybe it's just because like I'm not like dying to get like every detail in the Pokemon DLC before I download it. I just kind of was expecting like, oh, and here's a game that you can download today, kind of a thing. Like maybe not the biggest game in the world, or like an indie game or something. So I was maybe expecting that for the one last thing, and we got the Pokemon DLC, which I wasn't mad about. I just, would have rather had something else. But that's it for the Nintendo Direct Mini that we had on March 26th. Final thoughts before we go to our break?
I liked it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought overall it was really enjoyable, and I'm like looking forward to a lot of this content.
It was nice to finally have something that was general Nintendo news instead of very specifically to one game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Instead of just these like game specific directs, it's nice to have one that's a little bit more varied. Very cool. All right. And with all that being wrapped up, we're going to go into our break with a short message from the editor.
Tired of running around naked in the rain?
Well, put on some clothes and subscribe to the Game Pack.
Crafted from equal parts Phil, Camilo, John, and Dan, you're sure to have a blast here at the Game Pack. Now back to our previously recorded program.
All right, and we're back, and we're going to be talking about the 35th anniversary of the Super Mario Brothers franchise. It's coming up, it's right around the corner, and the rumor mill, it's just on fire. People are going crazy. Things are getting confirmed by various news outlets. And we're going to quickly touch on these major rumors, but mostly focus on like what we'd like to see happen with the 35th anniversary. So I want to quickly talk about the 30th anniversary really quick. We got cool 30th anniversary amiibos. It came out at the same time as
Super Mario Maker.
Super Mario Maker, when there was like a cool art book that you could got if you bought a special.
Yeah, I have that.
I also have it. Like, it's like kind of gives you like a little like, oh, look at like the history of Mario over the years. So they did do a cool thing like 5 years ago. So like I'm really hoping to see a 35th anniversary edition amiibo. Like that would be sick. If we got amiibos for what we're about to talk about, like that would be awesome. So
amiibo are kind of dead for them.
Not to delay it any further. So the rumors are, and whether or not they're true or not or whatever, we'll talk about later. The 35th anniversary of the Super Mario Bros. 3D collection. Kind of like what they did 10 years ago on the Wii when we got the anniversary collection of all the 2D games. We got basically Super Mario All-Stars again.
I think they did call it Super Mario All-Stars.
Oh, so, yeah. It was just Super Mario All-Stars, but on the Wii.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
But what people are saying is that we're going to get Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 together, HD remastered in a collection. Yeah. Now that just seems, and we all sort of came to this conclusion, a little too good to be true. And I want to believe it because that's what I want. But like, we also were sort of talking about like
what time of year it is.
Yeah, I mean, and like they could sell. They don't have to sell that in one collection. They could easily ping us each time for. I mean, maybe not Galaxy 1 and 2. Maybe if they bundled that into a game, and then did 64 separate and
Sunshine separate.
Yeah, Sunshine
separate. The 25th anniversary. That one wasn't remasters. Those were just ports of the game.
Yeah,
that like was the Super Nintendo game.
Yeah,
that's interesting. So think about the amount of work that goes into porting a Nintendo game, on a Super Nintendo game to the Wii, as opposed to remastering 4 games and then putting them on the Switch, 2 of which have motion control. Like, I feel like that's... And also, don't forget, the controller for the GameCube has that, what is it, the depress and then click? Yeah, the analog.
Analog triggers, yeah.
Yeah, they had the analog triggers, which is how you manipulated the water shooting out of Flood. Mm-hmm. So, like, how are you going to do that? But I have a theory.
Well, GameCube controllers work on the Switch.
Yeah, that's true. They do work on the Switch.
Yeah, but do you got to buy a GameCube controller to play Super Mario Sunshine?
That would suck.
I don't know.
That's how they
And
make
the
their money. That's how
adapter.
they make their money off you. You know,
People
but
already have it for Smash, though.
not
I don't-
everybody.
I don't.
Not everybody, but a lot of people bought it for Smash because people love that controller for Smash.
I still have it from the Wii U.
Yeah, I have mine from the Wii U.
So my other theory, though, is that on the GameCube there was a Z button, but there wasn't like a ZR button. What they could do is like manipulate the water by like you hold that left one down somehow, and that's either the light squeeze, or if you let it go, that's the hard press kind of a thing. Like you do a little button combination thing. I don't know. That was just-
Maybe they could also do motion controls where, depending on how you tilt the controller, will be
or
more or less
gyro.
pressure.
Oh, okay.
And there is, for like Galaxy 1 and 2, like the Joy-Cons have an IR sensor in one of the Joy-Cons, so they could very much do the pointer system as
I want
they
them to
did
get
like
rid
with
of
the Wiimote.
waggle.
Yeah, it's an integral part of those games,
Yeah.
though.
It could be a button press.
It could. Be.
The waggle could
Or
be a
even
button
motion.
press. How
What's
can you?
bad with the waggle
annoying.
is shaking the Wiimote? What's the deal with that?
Like, you gotta point the Wii remote at the star bits to collect them in Super Mario Galaxy. So there has to be some precision. It's not simply shake the controller.
No,
in
but
that
to
regard.
do a move, to spin something, you have to spin the Wiimote.
Yeah,
But I think
Yeah.
what John's saying is remove that, not necessarily
yeah.
the bit collecting. Remove that and make that just be the X button.
Perhaps.
plus like games, they have a system where you could just like collect items. It's like a magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we also saw like in Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, they used the tilt of the controller to control the on-screen reticle instead of the pointer, so they could potentially implement something like that.
Oh, very true. Oh,
Yeah.
and when they ported Donkey Kong Country Returns from Wii to 3DS, they removed the waggle and
Yeah,
made
they
it a button.
did. And it was
Because
so
it's
much better.
And it's a definitive version of that game. So I guess the other news is that there's going to be a return to form, and this is going to be the thing I think that breaks my heart the most. If this doesn't come true, I'm going to be sad. So Paper Mario is going to have a return to form, which means it's going to be like the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube games, Thousand Year Door, and less like Sticker Star and Color Splash, the games that like kind of move away from like the RPG elements and are not as good. Because Thousand Year Door was amazing and one of my favorite RPGs of all time, and I would love for them to just make another amazing sprawling story with cool characters, great narrative, hilarious like comedic writing. Like those two games were great, and for them to come back on Switch and be like, "Yo, we're gonna do this again," because it seems like that's what they want to do with this system, with Zelda, with Animal Crossing. They're like, we're fixing it, guys. We're sorry.
Now, Paper Mario, I know with like the Mario and Luigi games, they outsourced to another company.
Alpha Dream.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Is Paper Mario fully within Nintendo, or is another company also involved?
It's Intelligent Systems, the same people who make Fire Emblem.
Oh,
Okay. So, yeah. Okay, interesting.
It's very interesting.
but you're telling
But
me if Intelligent Systems makes it,
it's not the same people.
okay, because
it's two
Fire
different-
Emblem just came out.
It's two different teams. But it's very interesting for top tier games like that to come out of the same studio. I mean, I guess it's not surprising. Oh, it's weird that
Maybe it's
two
retro.
amazing. What do you mean retro? Like this?
Where's
the
Retro
developer?
Studio? What are they doing?
Dude, they're making Metro Prime 4.
Maybe.
Right.
What have they been doing for the past 6 years?
Shush up. They were probably making Donkey Kong Country 3 or 6 or whatever, and it's not going to come out now because Nintendo wants to get Metroid Prime 4 out, and I'm going to have to wait for Donkey Kong 6 until Switch 2. I don't know.
Mario.
This is so not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how do you guys feel about the legitimacy of this leak? It's been confirmed by numerous news outlets. Do you doubt it to be true?
Okay, so sorry, go ahead. Okay, I'll go ahead. So I feel like all of these announcements in one shape or another have been present since the beginning of the Switch. Ever since the Switch came out, they've said, oh, Mario 64 is rumored to come to the Switch, or, oh, there was that leak of the image that was totally faked in regard to Super Mario Sunshine coming to the Switch. That's not to say that it will never come to the Switch, but it didn't at that point, and it's been like over a year since that rumor, and Nintendo is very tight-lipped with rumors. I feel like if it is true, it's a shame that it was spoiled, and if it's not true, then shame on everyone reporting on it for getting my hopes up, because I really want it to be true, and I think maybe it is, but I don't want to get my hopes up.
All right,
They're already up. They're already up.
I have two things just on your little thoughts there. Number one, if it's confirmed by numerous news outlets,
Metroid Prime Trilogy HD. Where's that at?
Were these other rumors confirmed by news outlets and then debunked?
So many news outlets. For example, one example with the Champions Ballad DLC with Breath of the Wild. All the news outlets were going crazy saying, oh, there was a closed room door tweet that was made, all but confirming that the DLC takes place after Ganon. And that's what they were all reporting because they knew it was going to be true. And it wasn't. So people jump on the smallest little thing and run with it. And then one person reports on it and everyone grabs it from there and spreads it out. All it takes is one semi-legitimate news source to report on it based on speculation.
This is Eurogamer, so this is like
most news sources wait to get more than one source before they report on a story, though, right? That's like how news works.
Yeah, but what about? So we were talking about Metroid Prime.
The report is all that is rumored.
Metroid Prime Trilogy HD has been rumored for years, and every single outlet says, "Oh yeah, we heard that this is coming. We heard that this is coming." It's been like 3 or 4 years, and it's not coming.
Yeah.
And it sounds way too good to be true. Like, all of the 3D Marios remastered.
Coming. Yeah.
Remastered in HD?
I mean,
I'll
all they
believe
have
it when
to
I
do,
stink and see it.
Have you ever played Sunshine and Dolphin?
Yeah.
Like, for real, dude, all they have to do
amazing.
They just have to turn the settings up. Like,
they very much could.
They don't need to do anything.
Nintendo... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, for Sunshine, Galaxy, and Galaxy 2, they probably don't need to do much for the graphical department to just make it look sick. But, like, I think the harder part is, like, going from analog controllers to the digital buttons. Is that the correct terminology? And then, like you were saying before, like, collecting the bits with the pointer and then doing the spin move, which should be a button.
So, like, for Mario 64, they'd have to remake that, right? They can't just up-res that.
I mean, we could see what the DS version looks like when you...
Oh, it doesn't look good.
It doesn't?
No.
No, it's really pixelated.
They could use the Odyssey engine because the Mushroom Kingdom and that looked really nice.
Yeah,
it would make Mario 64 so freakishly easy, I feel like, if they used the Odyssey engine.
because the charm of that game was the terrible camera and awful controls.
I think a lot of the difficulty in Mario 64 comes from the lack of abilities and lack of control that you have over Mario. If you refine dramatically the controls, it'll be a much easier game.
But doesn't that sound
I wouldn't mind that. The fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, but it would be super downright easy. It wouldn't be the, oh my gosh, there's some challenge.
Odyssey is a really easy game.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that they would remake Mario 64 in the Odyssey engine and then just call that a piece of, like, the bundle. Like, that would have to be its own, like, game.
They could pull a Twilight Princess HD and just up-res it a bit.
Yeah.
As long as they throw in amiibos, dude, I don't care. If that thing was a box thing, just like Twilight Princess was with Wolf Link and Midnight.
That's true. That is one of my favorite amiibo. I love it.
It's awesome. But yeah, that's what I was hinting towards right at when I was doing the intro to the story, was if they boxed all of these up with like a Mario with Flood, or like Mario
with Luma.
Yeah, like Luma, or like just like
it could be like in that spin animation.
Yeah, in the spin, like covered with bits or something, and then Mario 64 would just be like, the super polygonal Mario 64. Like, that'd be a sick amiibo to have.
Now you're just getting my hopes up.
That's one of the things we had. Or what would your dream announcement be?
You didn't add there's another part to this rumor. It includes 3D World Deluxe on Switch.
Oh, that's right. Which, fine.
No.
Well, that is the most likely one.
I think that's the most unlikely one.
If 3D World Deluxe includes 3D Land and 3D World and more levels, then I'm down.
I'd be down with just 3D World with a couple.
I don't think it would include 3D Land, because a lot of the puzzles in that game depended on like the 3D screen and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't they have it so that you can play it in 2D? Like, I thought every 3D game was like...
Yeah, but like, it's hard to play in 2D in some of those levels.
Yeah, they do have, like, in some of those rooms where the trick is the perspective, they do have a button that shifts the camera that you can kind of see the trick without the 3D on there.
Interesting.
If 64 is coming to the Switch, I would want it to be basically a straight port with 16:9 support and upgraded graphics. I want it to play the same. I want it to look better. That's it.
I thought when you said straight port, I was shaking my head violently no. Yeah. But then you're like, and 16:9 and better graphics. Like, oh, you mean a remaster?
No, but I mean, like, don't change the controls at all. Don't like the graphics, refine everything. Like, upgrade the texture pack and make it widescreen.
Yeah, if they like Cam said, if they tinker with the graphics, so they have to change the gameplay.
TBD.
I just think that we're too close to April Fools.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to be so vindicated come tomorrow when
I'm going to be vindicated.
Joke. We'll see.
But why wouldn't they show this in the direct?
But for this to be April Fool's, like, it's okay if it was, and then it's like revealed that April Fool's, like, who's going to say that? Like,
who's the joke from?
Yeah,
Well, it's from the journalists. It's from like Eurogamer and all the ones that initially reported. Yeah, but I mean, they do this like all the time, and maybe they just
but like they'll post like a video or like post something on April Fool's Day, not days beforehand.
Yeah, and a reputable news agency will not do it unless it is specifically, absolutely known that it is a joke on the specific day. They're not going to lead up to their joke for a week, and then boom, it was all fake. Everything we did for the last week.
It would be the best April Fool's joke.
Wouldn't that? Yeah, but they're a news agency. Wouldn't
it would kill their credibility? Yeah,
I mean they're already reporting on like they don't. So it's get the news out fast and then check sources. That's how they deal with this. Like they first released, there's a rumor that these Mario games are coming out, and then they have all these updates to that because they don't really care. They just want to get the clicks.
Yeah, all of the articles I've seen are basically, this is rumored, but it's very likely to be true. Nintendo won't say anything. No one is saying, this is confirmed.
Yeah.
Well, Nintendo wouldn't say anything regardless.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's their policy. They don't they don't report on rumors or comment on rumors of any kind.
I feel like on one hand, Nintendo is either like, oh my gosh, who's the leak? How did this get out? What on earth? Or they're like, oh my gosh, why are people putting us into this corner? We have nothing to do with this. Don't blame us when it turns out to not be true.
I'm pretty sure
either way, they're kind of...
Oh, go ahead.
Either way, I feel like they're kind of in a tough position because they've been put there some way or another, whether or not it's true or fake.
I was just going to say they're probably still just fighting their VPNs to connect to their servers while they work from home.
Oh my god, that's what I'm doing. It's awful.
Yeah, so I don't know. Final thoughts on this? I was going to say something when Dan with that first thing you said is, do you think that this is finally the have a great summer filled with sunshine come to fruition? Like, was that an accidental early announcement? Do you remember that?
I don't. Maybe
that tweet?
I do remember that, and they also tweeted the watermelon. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, my dream announcement honestly would be Super Mario Odyssey 2. If they announced Super Mario Odyssey 2 for Super Mario 35th anniversary, I'd be stoked. I'd be happy.
That game is not in development.
That game is absolutely going to happen. That is easily the most likely thing to come out of any of this.
Nintendo likes money. Like, they should release this stuff. This would just print money.
Yeah, they should release these things. Absolutely.
But that's Nintendo, though. Is they know
do the smartest thing.
They know what would print money, and then they just don't do it. They just don't.
Yeah, a sequel to Odyssey would also print money.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean they'll do it though.
They definitely will. I mean, they built a brand new engine. It's too good of an engine and too popular of a game to not use that engine for another game like they did with Galaxy 1 to Galaxy 2. There's no way
what was
number
the time
2 won't
span
be happening.
between
3 years,
Galaxy 1?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Well,
yeah.
Keep waiting.
Wait, was it 3 years or 2 years?
It was 2007 and then it was 2010.
So 3 years. So we're coming up on it. It would be this October.
Yeah, and games take longer to develop than they did back then, so it could potentially be 4 years.
No, I think it's just all copy and paste.
Solid Control C, the Control V. That's not gone anywhere. In all these years, I've been on computers
while working at home.
Yeah.
Oh, I did want to mention the Miyamoto years ago when they were releasing all of these remasters of Zelda. He said that they have never had plans, probably will never have plans to remaster any Mario games.
But they did on the Super Nintendo, so he's a liar.
I'm just saying.
But he was saying future plans.
Yeah, I just remember him saying that they are not going to remaster old games.
Well, The Simpsons said they would never do a Simpsons movie unless the show is ending. I have heard that quote, and plans change. Plans do change.
I like to hold people accountable to the one thing they say once.
Yep.
15 years ago. Exactly.
All right. I think that we're all very excited, and we'll learn soon whether these rumors are true or what of them is true. If none of it's true, if something completely different is true, it's to be seen.
Watch it be like a new 2D Mario.
I would buy it.
That's it.
Dude, I would buy it if they did it in like a really cool style. Like, you know how...
The 3D world style in Super Mario Maker 2 is amazing.
Yeah,
I just want 2D Mario on that.
Watch it be Super Mario Maker 1 remastered.
Such a random game to remaster. All right, let's move on because we're running out of time to the new games and what we've been playing for the week of March 29th through April 4th. On March 31st, Bubble Bobble is finally getting a sequel. The NES game Bubble Bobble. Bubble Bobble for Friends is finally coming to Switch in North America. It's been out in Japan and in Europe for a while. Coming to the US on the 31st. I'm picking up a copy. Very excited about it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is coming to PS4 on the 31st.
It has a month exclusivity.
Ooh, so we'll be saying that again in a month. And then also on the 31st, we've got The Complex coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. We have Curious Expedition coming to PS4. We have Get Packed coming to Stadia. Oh, Stadia.
Wow.
On the 31st. We have Operencia, The Stolen Sun, coming to PC, PS4, and Switch. Persona 5 Royal is dropping on the 31st on PS4. Phalanx of Resistance is coming to PC on the 31st. Titan Quest Atlantis coming to PS4 and Xbox One. And 2 Point Hospital Sandbox Mode and Superbug Initiative updates are coming to the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Those are your games for March 31st. On April 1st, we have Totally Reliable Delivery Service coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. On April 2nd, we have Curious Expedition coming to Switch. April 3rd, we've got a Aeolus tournament coming to PC and Switch. And then Curious Expedition coming out on Xbox One. Got a staggered release of that game for, I don't know why. And then we've got Hyper Parasite coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. In Other Waters coming to PC and Switch. And then we got the big boy coming out on April 3rd, Resident Evil 3 coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Those are all your new releases for this week. I know I'm going to be picking up one of those games, if not two. And let's move on quickly to what we've been playing. Cooltrainer Camilo, we'll start off with you.
I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. It's been fun. Actually, last night I just made a Tarantula Island, and I made like 400,000 bells. So that was pretty cool. And
Flick was on your island, right?
Yeah, I sold it on the Flick. So I paid off my, I think it's the 3rd expansion. I got the room on the side, and I paid off a staircase.
Nice.
And I've also been playing a lot of Pokemon. Still trying to complete my home National Living Dex. So yeah, it's been fun.
Super cool. Dan, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and the RPG elements are really getting to me, but I'm still figuring them out. I'm new to RPGs. I've switched to easy mode to lighten the load of the RPG.
Nice.
And also Animal Crossing. Lots of Animal Crossing. I made 2 Tarantula Islands last night, actually.
Wow.
And I lucked out on the first one. I had 5 at a time spawning. It was insane.
Wow.
Like, it absolutely insane. And then I visited a viewer's island because I had never heard of Flick. And they said, ooh, Flick's at my island. But I couldn't sell the Flick.
Yeah, you can only sell the Flick on your island.
Yeah. So I've never met Flick on my island. Don't know who he is on my island. So I didn't get the amazing deal you got.
You could
but then I made a
hang on to him and then wait until Flick gets there and sell them all when he's.
I was completely out of storage. Yeah, but now I have storage. Now I have twice as much storage because I was able to pay off my my loan. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Nice. John, what have you been up to?
So I've also been playing Animal Crossing. I made a Tarantula Island as well, and Flick was in my island, so I made bank off that.
Do you know how much you made? Because I know exactly how much I made.
I made 312,000 off of Flick.
GG.
And so this island, it was not the best for the tarantulas. It didn't have a lot of flat space, but it would spawn large fish. So I was catching sturgeons like crazy.
Nice.
So I sold all my spiders to Flick. Then I saved my sturgeons until this morning, and I sold them to Timmy and Tommy. But then I saw CJ was in my town, and he buys fish for a premium.
Rip.
So I lost money. So that annoyed me.
What else you been playing?
I've been playing Doom Eternal, and oh my god, it's so good.
It looks amazing.
It's beautiful. You feel so badass. You're like,
and then you are. That's like the whole. What's the whole point of the game? Is that
it's amazing. The music's awesome. It's a lot. Like, there's a lot more to it this time around than Doom 2016. It's really hard. I don't remember Doom 2016 being too hard, but Doom Eternal.
It's really definitely hard. It gets hard like towards the middle, and then like really they ramp it up right at the end at Doom.
And I got this outfit called the Doomicorn, and you look like a unicorn.
That's cute.
You get it for if you're a Twitch Prime member. So if you're a Twitch Prime member, check it out. Then I also been playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 because I wanted to check out the DLC, but then I realized I didn't beat it, so I played that a bit. That's a pretty cool game. Like, it's very, you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Just
It's
button mashy.
Button mashy beat 'em up.
Yeah.
And with characters that you love.
Yeah.
I have also been up to Animal Crossing, also made it to Tarantula Island, also had Flick on my island. And I sold all of my stuff for 444,000 bells.
Dang.
Paid off one. I think now I have a room on the left side of my house.
Nice.
And so now I'm at the 500,000 thing that you were at, John.
Yeah, I'm still at that. Tonight is the 31st.
Mm-hmm.
Put your money in the bank. You'll get interest tomorrow.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting tip.
I have like
and
300
then,
grand left.
in addition to that, I paid off some stuff. I got I finished my bridge, and I started a new City Works project or whatever they're called. And then I've been wanting to get Doom Eternal because I want to make some content for this channel with Doom Eternal, but I have a really hard time buying a sequel if I haven't finished the first one. So I finally beat Doom 2016 like a couple days ago, and it was amazing. Like, oh my gosh, very satisfying. And the ending, if you guys have gotten to the ending, you're just like, oh, I really hope they make a sequel to this game. And then I've been playing Sea of Thieves because it's just a fun co-op game, but they have Ori and the Will of the Wisp No, it's just Will of the Wisp. Ori and Will of the Wisp stuff that you can have like a sail and like your boat and stuff. I got that, and I've been sailing around. It's pretty epic. And then also, like I said last week, playing Minecraft Java because I can't hang out with my friends in real life, so I've been playing Minecraft with my real life friends in Minecraft. That sentence makes no sense. Anyways, that's what we've all been playing. Those are your stories for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and ring that notification bell. You can check out the audio versions of this podcast on Google Play, Spotify, and iTunes. Please join our Discord to keep in touch with us. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. All these links can be found in the description. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of each other. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.